Welcome to the Burning Ship Podcast, where we talk about nerd stuff in a chaotic manner. My name's Jason.
I'm Frankie.
Here's Ivan.
And I'm Jeebus.
And today we have our lovely special guest, Lewis.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I had to interrupt you, Jason.
Oh, no, it's all good.
Wow.
It's all good.
So,
So today's going to be a side episode. There's never a fucking script. Today's side episode, we're doing another movie review. The last one we did was Avengers Endgame. Today we're reviewing Ad Astra.
Yeah, ever since we scrapped the Stranger Things one, we decided to go with more movies.
We never said we scrapped it. We might, though.
No.
Well,
Never
no.
scrapped it. We never scrapped it.
We'll just have to do it with...
Why don't we just review it
us
now?
three. No. The other two are gonna just... Actually, you know what? We could review
No, just
No.
if you want to review it now, just give a thumbs up or thumbs down. Let the audience use their imagination.
Yeah, let us know if you actually still want it, because it's kind of old, but...
You know
We'll
what
still
to
do
do
it.
is.
Yeah, we'll still do it.
Yeah.
I'm so down for it.
Me too.
What's it, Stranger Things?
So we're gonna give our 5-minute, short, sweet, simple, non-spoiler review, and then we're gonna actually get into the movie. Personally, I enjoyed it. Great space movie. Didn't have a lot of combat, but I enjoyed the story.
I think it was pretty good. Like, it was nice. I think it was lacking a little bit in like development, in like emotional development and stuff like that. But that's
I
That's-
have to disagree with you.
I
on
ha-
that.
I
I
also
have to
disagree, but
disagree
we'll get
with
into that.
We'll get into that later.
Because you see, Brad Pitt did introduce very well when it comes to emotion and everything. He did a great
Again,
job.
let's put that part later.
Yeah.
Are we just going down the list?
Yes, sir.
It was a good movie. That's it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. Especially in Dolby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
10
yeah.
out of 10.
Only way to watch it.
It was
Yeah.
so nice and Dolby.
The sound design was really good for that movie too.
It was. I watched it twice. I think I ruined it for Augustine the second time I watched it
Why?
because I fell asleep.
You're not setting a
first
good
time
example
is-
for the.
The first time I saw it perfectly fine. It was good, but the second time I was just tired.
Yeah, I wouldn't go into this movie tired. It's definitely one of those
Yeah.
where you kind of have to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said in my thing, it's like there's not a lot of action that goes on in this movie. It's very dialogue heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unless you're going to be invested in the story, it will, like, not hold up to expectations of something like Alien or Prometheus or anything like that.
Mhm.
That's going to be a sci-fi thriller.
It's like similar to Interstellar,
Yeah, I did get
kind of.
Interstellar.
Because Interstellar still had like that, a lot of dialogue in it. But this one had just a little bit more.
Yeah, Interstellar also had more drama, I think. There was more at stake. I feel like for this movie, they didn't really drive home how important it was that they destroyed the thing, you know?
And in Interstellar, there was, I feel, more thrilling parts. Like, there was things at stake, like when they went to different planets, the different conditions and stuff like that.
So is this a spoiler-free part or the spoilerinos part?
Now we can get into the spoilerinos part. If you want to go watch this movie based on, like, the bare minimum we can tell you, go ahead and watch it. Great movie. Watch it in Dolby. Sponsored by A-List.
No, we're not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We sponsor A-List
Yeah.
For free.
Exactly.
for free.
No, we pay them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we did
shit.
that.
All right. We can get into spoiler territory now.
So you already spoiled something.
I didn't really spoil anything.
You said the ship blew up.
What?
That's
No,
like
I
the
didn't.
last
No, he
thing.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Someone
I said
said
they
he
needed.
did.
someone said something below.
You said
No, I
when they
did say-
destroyed the ship. You didn't.
I
word
did
it,
not say when
need
they
to.
destroyed the ship.
No, you
I said they don't drive home the point of how much they actually
back in the
destroyed the
recording.
machine. I never said it was a ship.
But you don't learn about that part until much later.
That's
At
not
first
true.
it's
You
like-
learned that 30 minutes in.
No, at one point up until like an hour, so it's like communicate with your father, and then afterwards they're like, oh, okay,
Okay.
they
okay,
receive
wait.
something, and then they're like, okay, now it's a search and destroy mission. Fuck them up.
Let's go back to the beginning.
All
Okay.
All right, beginning of the movie
He's falling.
starts off with
He
your
falls.
boy.
That's it. He just trips
Falling.
over his stick.
It's caused by like a huge power surge,
Yeah,
like
it's
throughout
just
the entire
Galactus
planet.
entering the system.
Yeah, it's like an EMP kind of.
Oh,
And it looked like a green light, right? Like
it was
something
blue.
green, just like
It
blue.
was like a blue greenish light that came out through the screen.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it,
I would like to say
destroyed
though,
everything.
from going back before the EMP happened, the shot they did when he was coming out of the space antenna, and it was
Yeah.
going over the ledge, that gave me like some extreme vertigo the first time I saw it.
really?
Because what's it called? I'm not really terrified of heights at all. Like
I am.
I'm very very not worried about heights at all. But when it went over the ledge and it just looked down and straight to earth, that shit just gave me vertigo, and I was just holding back on my seat.
Here's the
I
weird
was
thing
like,
about
whoa,
that.
It's
what
that
Lewis,
Dolby experience.
is that I am terrified of heights. But
Uh-huh.
anytime I see like a huge drop distance on a screen or anything, it doesn't affect me
Yeah.
at all. But as
So
soon
you-
as I set 2 steps up a kiddie ladder, I'm like, ah!
I mean, I would get that because like while watching something on the screen, you're not getting that like the fear you would if you were actually like there in person.
But then you see people like Lewis where they're like, oh shit, this feels like it's getting me woozy.
No.
I don't know. It's just
No.
different stuff for different folks.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from as well, but like I said, the first shot that they did right there, it was beautiful and everything. I was just like, whoa, fuck that! I'm holding back on my seat right now.
No, it was
Imagine if
nice.
those-
Like, I thought when he was coming out, like he was actually like on the like International Space Station, and it's like nope,
Yeah.
it's an antenna.
Space antenna. Yeah.
Hey, Lewis,
And, I
imagine
mean,
if those
the-
Dolby seats tilted when
And
you drop a little
this-
bit.
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and this is something that I really liked about the whole movie is the whole cinematography and as well as the audio really helped out with the whole film at all.
Especially when it
time.
was transitioning between space and like Earth?
Space,
or
and
like when
Earth.
they're in a ship.
Like the space travel in general is just really good and very believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now what's it called? The first thing that also popped in the title was in the near future, and with that near future thing, it is believable because there was the scene when they went to the moon.
Yeah.
And it looked like an airport terminal, and I was like, "Yo, that could actually be the next thing, like in a couple of years."
No, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a couple of years. Let's not
It
drink.
Yeah.
And
It,
it's like 10, 20 years.
does
Yeah.
help suspend your disbelief in anything that's going on because it says, it's in the near future.
Yeah.
I found it interesting
so-
how it was like, oh yeah, you're not gonna fly like with military. You're gonna fly to the moon commercially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
I
then
was
did
like,
you hear
wait.
those prices?
150.
Yes,
oh, when
I
he
know
asked for
the
the pillow,
When he asked for the pillow and
Yeah.
the fucking blanket?
it was like,
$220?
yeah, $200. I was like,
Dude, and he got
What?
that Supreme Advanced Apple Pay on him.
Oh yeah, it was just like a tap on the wrist or something like that, or
Yeah.
on the fingers.
Jesus.
Like
Again,
That's advanced.
believable technology, which is kind of
it is, because what's it called? Right now, like I go to like vending machines and pay with my watch, and it's like it looks normal to me.
Yeah, and I pay with my phone. Instead
Yeah.
of pulling out a card, I just put my phone near the machine and it's done.
the
Yeah,
future is now.
and
Here
there, I
am
see
just
some
trying to
people
shake
use.
the vending machine for a paycheck.
Just putting quarters in there.
I still see people put quarters or dollar bills. I'm like, well, why can't you just put your phone? And they're like, oh, I don't want to put my credit card on the machine yet, on my phone yet. I'm like, wait, why not? It's like it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And it's secure.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Yo, the
Continue.
process, the process to actually get to like to fly commercially to the moon it's pretty long. Like
It was long. They had to do an examination and everything.
See if
He
you're
also
mentally
had to do
stable.
continual psych evals.
Which makes
Yeah.
sense, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, because he was, I guess military?
It's more like if you're trying to pilot a goddamn spacecraft, they want to make sure that you're not going to, freak out and crash like that one guy almost did.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
I was so
No.
mad at that scene.
I was mad at more of the scene that came afterwards when they went on the other mission. And they were just like, yeah, let's ignore him.
I was.
I
no,
mean,
dude,
they
I was
got their
so
orders, and like he could tell like something was up.
mad. No, dude. I'm mad that this man literally was gonna let his whole crew die just because he was scared shitless.
Oh no, I thought I was like
No,
going towards
we are not
the,
talking
like,
about that scene.
Yeah.
Not there
this
yet.
This is the scene we're going from
We're
from
not
the
the
moon to
moon.
Mars.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
The space pirates. The moon pirates.
This, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That scene.
Okay.
Oh,
That was the most action, and I loved it. Because-
I want to disagree with you.
Dude, the sound design in that specific scene was incredible. Because
Oh, yeah,
you heard it
yeah.
from like space, and then like I guess when there was collisions or something, you like vaguely heard it like if a grenade had gone off or something.
You hear like vibrations.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't hear it clearly, dude.
You don't hear like actual blasts or anything like that at all.
The deaths were brutal. Though.
oof.
Oh yeah, the dude that got shot in the face was like, whoa.
Yep.
Yeah,
Threw
fuck
him
did they
off, and then
use?
like it goes down to like his family picture.
And then
Oh.
there's-
Oh, yeah, that
and
was
then Brad
pretty
Pitt
sad.
over here just dead eyeing everyone.
didn't he just pick up the body and threw it off?
He
Yeah.
did.
He
Yeah,
picked it
'cause
up,
he was
threw it off,
the-
and then
he was the
shot enemy
driver.
pirate.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you
I
get a
need,
Bummed
scene
him.
with him before that,
yeah.
where it's like introducing his character.
I need some clarification, Jesus or Jason, or anyone really. So when the rover gets knocked to the dark side of the moon, were those missiles shot at the remaining other rovers for the space pirates or no?
Yeah, I believe they were
Yeah.
shot from the military base.
Okay, cool.
Just
I
to
don't know
make
if it was a
sure
military
that-
base or just like a defensive type thing.
I would assume just so
Yeah.
then they make sure they're not being followed.
Yeah,
But I mean, that scene itself also is believable because thinking about like futuristic stuff and space pirates and stuff like that could be a believable thing as well.
well, they explained it as all the different nations fighting for resources on the
Yeah,
moon.
yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
I mean, that's what's happening on Earth. So
Mm-hmm.
And then they had all the boundaries on the moon and stuff
Mhm.
like that, like the safe boundaries.
It's like, oh, make sure if you're gonna stay on the moon, you just stay in this area. Don't leave anywhere else.
Yeah, that was.
I guess there's a truce in those areas.
Yeah.
There was another like when they were doing the interview, it was like, oh, are you planning to go outside of the safe areas on the moon?
Yeah,
So it's
I
like,
remember that.
Who would answer no? Or who would answer yes, rather? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to go out, space
Military
pirate
personnel.
here.
Maybe. I mean, but then again, would they even have to answer those questions?
probably not. They just say it's classified.
Because I mean, like Brad Pitt was like, oh, when they asked him, he was like, no, he's not going into the zones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his mission was like super top secret, so
Yeah.
of course he'd lie.
Well, and yeah, and then that goes all the way to the scene where they're on the ship going towards Mars, and he couldn't tell them what his mission was, so he can be able to command the
Yeah,
spaceship.
command the ship when they had
Yeah.
the SOS signal. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So this is
that
where
kind
the
of-
fucking... That's where my action comes from. That fucking baboon,
The space monkey.
Oh yeah.
that's terrifying.
He had
Like,
rabies, right?
He ate like
The mother-
Yeah,
the whole
he had
hand.
rabies.
Like,
Dude, he ate the
well, the
hand
thing is,
and...
it was a bio lab that they got an SOS signal from.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they said it's a bio lab, I was like, "There's two things. It's either diseased animals or mutated alien beings,
Mm-hmm.
some sort of shit, right?"
Yeah.
So as soon as the baboon showed up, I was like, "Oh, okay. They didn't go with an alien part. I really enjoyed that they didn't do that.
What's it called? It
Again,
really
it
threw
kept
off.
it in realm of believable stuff." You
I
know?
was thinking that maybe like a crew member went like space crazy.
That scene it threw off the two friends that were with me, Ezekiel and Winter. They didn't think that they were gonna put like animals in space or anything like that at all.
What? That's already been a thing, though.
Well, what's it called? They didn't expect like a freaking chimpanzee eating
Yeah,
the face of
well-
a pilot.
baboon, but yes.
Oh, bad, my bad.
But yeah, no, I mean, because you and movies, especially like sci-fi movies, you think it's like, oh, it's something extraterrestrial or some sort of unknown space disease or some shit. But no,
Alien.
You know
or
what I
something
found
like
really
that.
cool about that scene, though, Jason?
What?
Is they showed the effects of depressurizing a chamber extremely fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was awesome.
You know the creepy thing about that? That's actually happened to humans before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
100%
not
believable.
that fast though.
Yes,
Yes.
that fast.
That fast.
There was a
you
really
sure?
bad incident when they had to depressurize, or it accidentally depressurized instantly when they were in an underwater oil rig. I want to say it's an oil rig, but something malfunctioned and that entire chamber depressurized and they were all instantly vaporized.
Oof.
Yeah,
Ooh.
dude.
Well, when I
not
was
the way to
watching that scene, the friend I was with, she was she just laughed at it.
She hates
Yeah, I mean-
animals.
His animals. He's like, damn right, you chimpanzee.
She
I mean, the
hates
thing
Chungo.
is too, like, I'm so glad they did that because I wasn't looking forward to just a chase scene on that ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Which is what I thought they were gonna do. I thought because they showed the latch unlatching from the monkey hitting it,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, it's gonna be one of those things, and it's gonna drag on. But no, they ended it quickly. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was good. So after that, they bring the corpse of my dude back. They think they can still save him. They realize they can't.
And then they give him a space Viking funeral.
You know,
Yeah.
duct tape was almost coming in clutch.
Okay, so that's the only gripe I had with it. Well, one of the two. The other one I'll get to it later.
I
Why-
think he knew there was no chance. He was just covering the face for the guys.
I was like, that man was dead on the biolab.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't know that. You know, he's not like he checked his pulse or anything. If by any chance he was still alive, you know,
That's fair, but then I'm like, why would you put duct tape? That isn't
because it's
a
the only
vacuum
thing he
seal.
had, though.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, in that case, well, I was gonna say, well, why wouldn't you just look on the ship for crew members, see if they have any spare equipment or anything? You know?
I'm very
He
sure
didn't
by the
have
time
any
he
time.
get there, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mhm.
well, deader.
like I understand
Deader.
the logic now, but
Yeah. Okay,
During the
so
movie, it's
after
different,
that,
yeah.
they land to Mars, and then they get hit by another cosmic ray. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, and it knocks the ship's autopilot out. pretty
Yeah,
much.
and this motherfucker just
the
panics.
The
The
second in
guy-
command.
The
is
co-pilot
second in
becomes
command.
the,
The co-pilot.
yeah, he becomes the in command guy.
because
Yeah.
you know the dude died. So this man, before actually, you get a hint that he's a coward when he's like, "Hey, do you want to go see what's going on with the SOS signal?" And the guy's like, well, I don't mind either way." But you could tell that he didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why the captain ended up going.
And no, that's why Brad Pitt stepped in
Brad Pitt and the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
like,
yeah,
I'll
Brad
go.
because
in the
he noticed that he was being reluctant.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So you can tell back then that something was going to happen with him. And then when he literally just froze as the ship was crash landing onto Mars, I was like, what the fuck? And this is
This
with
guy's
Brad Pitt
worthless.
telling him, hey, just put it to manual. We got this. And he kept
Yeah.
saying, put it to manual. And the man just stood there and was like, like, oh my God.
He just froze in
Want to
fear.
Yeah.
murder that man.
And then Brad Pitt just takes over like a boss.
Yeah, he overrides his command, and then he's like, hey, you know why I had to do that? Don't worry, I won't report it to your officers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, dude. I would have reported that shit in a heartbeat. You're going to kill your crew that way.
Nah, Brad Pitt just made him his bitch, so
I mean,
it's okay.
I also see like the reason why he would be stressed because you have like all the lives on your hand.
That, I mean,
So
if
it
you're
gives-
piloting
It's better
in
than-
space,
it's better than not doing
I feel like
anything,
you go
though.
through training
Yeah.
to stop that. Plus, they had the
Or-
moon stabilizers to prevent that as well.
And Brad Pitt didn't even take his.
Yeah. I wonder why that is.
Because
They
he
never
didn't
really
need
go into
it.
detail about
Well, like that's how his character's developed. He's never had like any point in his
heart rate
life,
has never gone
yeah,
above 80.
where he's
yeah.
just, you know, just living, but
Yeah, that's
doesn't have
good.
any excitement to his life.
Yeah, that's why they thought like he was a perfect candidate for to actually send up.
Well,
That
that
and
plus
also-
his connection
Yeah.
to. Okay, we never even talked about the Lima project. So this whole reason this man's going on this journey is because the government finds out that the probable cause of the source of all these like surges comes from a ship they sent forever ago to explore the outer reaches of our galaxy and go into other galaxies, called the Lima Project.
No, it wasn't to go to other galaxies. It's just to exit the out of the solar system, and from there they were gonna search for life and signals, stuff like that, because the radiation and all that mumbo jumbo wouldn't get in the way of their instruments.
The dark matter.
No, the dark matter powered their ship.
No. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, the captain of that ship was actually, Brad Pitt's father.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. Great actor, by the way.
Very crazy.
Yeah, so he has a connection to the Lima Project, and he is exceptional candidate, and that's why they sent him on this mission. Because if they don't stop these surges, it could actually wipe out all of humanity somehow. Again, they don't explain how.
What's it called? They kind of slightly had an explanation of what's going on. Like the first surge that happened, it knocked out power and caused like riots and everything like that to go on down on Earth. If that were to get worse, then completely all power, all signal will be lost, and people will just go in chaotic frenzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
But
also
I also
be
think
that like it could be like a solar, like the same effects as a solar flare, because if a solar flare is actually big enough, it could actually like wipe out a civilization, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. Look, all I'm saying is that I wish they gave more explanation as to what it's actually doing, instead of just these surges and riots.
I mean, you saw like the effects of the first EMP. It was like what, 43,000 deaths.
Yeah, but that's because of the equipment it knocked, right?
Yes. So I'm pretty sure it like knocked out power grids and stuff like that. And knowing it's a civilization that's near the future, I'm sure a lot of stuff depends on their technology.
Yeah, they're getting too dependable on technology, and if it goes out, then it's probably a lot harder to recover. But anyways, back to where the fuck we were.
Arriving at Mars.
Landed on Mars.
They arrive on Mars because Brad Pitt's a god, and they go in, get examined, and then you meet this woman who's like, I guess, the leader of the whole Mars colony?
Yeah.
Or she's in charge of the people there.
Something like that.
And then you see her for like 2 minutes. You think she's going to be important, which turns out she will be later on.
Slightly.
And then these military personnel just show up and are like, we got this guy. Don't worry about him.
You're not authorized from here on out.
Yeah, you're not authorized to go from here. Like, that one was weird. And then they end up getting Brad Pitt to do his recording to send to the Lima Project to hopefully get a response and see if the Lima Project still has any crew left. Yeah. And secondly, if they're trying to remedy the situation. If not, then they have to do an alternative, which Brad Pitt is unaware about.
And,
which is the mission. Which was the mission all along
to begin with. Yeah, they were never actually going to try to save the Lima Project. They were always going to try to destroy it, but they told him they were going to try to save it.
Yeah, and the message that he was trying to send out was always pre-written and everything like that he has to say and speak, and they transmitted it and never got any feedback until he went off script and decided to send his own message, and then that's when they started getting his own reply.
Yeah. When he finally sent a message that I guess Tommy Lee Jones knew that it wasn't fake or fabricated.
Mm-hmm.
He
responded back, we assume, but then the military guys told him that his mission was over.
Yeah.
No, they told him that he was compromised and that he was unable to carry on. So they were going to send him back. If I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it was. And he was getting unstable, so they put him into the those rooms to help him like calm down before sending him back.
Calming rooms is what you call them.
I thought there was a special word for it, but
I thought there was another. word that they use.
No, it's like the calming chamber or the relaxation room. One of the two.
Something like that. I think it's relaxation something. But that's when, dun, 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 the girl from that first got him comes back to him. And he's like, "Hey, tell me what you know about the Lima Project." He's like, "I know nothing. That's classified." And she's like, "Come with me." And she takes him to her chambers and was like, "Here's the last known recording of the Lima Project." And it's his dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the recording.
Yeah, basically explaining what just had happened on the Lima Project.
Which the crew started losing morale, started having second thoughts about the Lima Project and wanted to go back, and therefore Tommy Lee Jones decided it's best to eliminate those people before it becomes an issue. And so he ended up killing, what was it, half
Everybody.
the crew?
No,
Pretty much all the
everybody.
crew.
Yeah, all the crew.
No, not during the first one.
It wasn't during. They didn't kill all the crew during the first one. He killed most of them by cutting off the life support in certain chambers.
Yeah, of the ones who were trying to flee or talk people out of it.
Mm-hmm. Among those was her parents.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her beef with all of this.
And then, what's it called? Then we also find out that the government pretty much masked the Lima Project as something heroic when in reality it was something
Tragic.
Tragic, yeah. So Brad Pitt finds this out and he asks the lady to escort him to the ship that's going on the mission to nuke the Lima Project so that he can do it himself, basically.
Now, is that a nuke or a super nuke?
It was a nuke.
A super nuke?
No.
Yes. That was pretty
I want
huge.
to say yes because
But
think about how
you
much
gotta
it blinded
realize-
you.
Look, that's not the point. Look, the point of it is, though, like, when you think of a nuke, I guess from our point of view, you're like, oh, it's just a city. You gotta realize in space, he was close enough that it should have probably killed him.
I mean, he used it to propel him back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not
Too
there.
far ahead. You guys skipped the whole underwater scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What are you
shit.
talking about? That was a sewer.
Was it? No, I'm pretty sure they use that water to cool down the rockets when they're firing. Similar to how we do that still.
Yeah. Basically, he sneaks in, and the woman knows she's gonna get repercussions for sneaking him in there. They don't really explain what happens to her. And then, your boy gets on the ship, and the whole crew that he flew to Mars with is now turning against him, trying to kill him.
Oh my
No,
god,
they
that
were-
scene.
They were part
That scene
of
was
the
stupid.
mission the whole time. And they were like
Were they?
military personnel. They weren't actually like scientists.
I thought it was different.
Like I knew they were military personnel. I just didn't know that they were hopefully
Yeah, I didn't know they were part of the Lima, like that Lima mission.
like until like the very end.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh shit. And so they turn on him.
Dude, again, I have a gripe with that scene because the way the lady died was so stupid.
Yeah.
I understand I understand why she died. It's just that how she died was stupid, and the way the guy reacted to her death was like, "You caused this," and proceeds to try to kill him.
Wasn't he the one who killed her?
No.
No.
She tries to kill him with a phaser, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rocket launches, and the launch velocity propels her all the way to the hatch, and that kills her. The impact.
Mm-hmm. She hits her face.
And yeah.
Oh yeah.
So her neck presumably gets snapped, and the guy's like, "You murderer!" And then he tries to kill him.
Well,
I
no,
didn't
yeah.
like
The guy made that happen though. The captain.
Yeah, but they could have been like, "Oh yeah, he cool."
I didn't like how
Yes,
the
after-
one Asian dude that was there started using a knife to try to kill Brad Pitt.
I thought that
It's
was
pretty-
stupid.
It was pretty stereotypical.
I thought it was just unnecessary.
I mean, you could say it's stereotypical, but at the same time, they wouldn't have guns. They wouldn't, they're not dumb enough to shoot a gun inside their ship and cause a hole.
They had a weapon though. They had a gun type weapon.
They had the laser.
Yeah.
Which ends up killing all of them, except Brad Pitt.
Because he had his helmet on.
No. Oh yeah, because they unleashed some sort of
No, the
toxin?
guy who the idiot who was scared as hell shot his phaser at the oxygen supply. And
It wasn't oxygen.
It wasn't oxygen because
Or was-
it contaminated the air.
Yeah, it killed him instantly.
He killed the other guy instantly by choking him. It
killed both of
they
them.
asphyxiated is what happened. And then Brad Pitt was like, "Live, damn it!" Wait, so did that guy refuse to breathe in, or was he already dead when he was attempting?
He probably
to
had
breathe?
already breathed too much of it that he just ended up dying.
Yeah. I don't know what it was though. I think it was probably like, ammonia or some shit.
Yeah, something that could like
Sulfuric acid,
instantly kill
something.
just by breathing in.
Ligma.
It's probably ligma.
Yeah.
In the
100%.
gas form.
So do you think if the captain actually survived that, like would he actually help Brad Pitt, or he was like, no, man,
he would not have.
He killed the other two.
Yeah, he would have been like, "You're not supposed to be here. These are orders from higher up, etc., etc." But then again, I also feel like he's too much of a little bitch to actually do anything.
It's
He's
something
like,
that
"Listen, you, I'm gonna report you." Oh, okay.
it's something that kind of bothered me. It's like he came in and then they were just like, "Hey, tell us what to do, command. Tell us what to do." Like
Well, because he is captain, he's supposed to give the orders.
But
But
at the same time, you, as a captain, you had to take that command and do your own thing.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying
Especially
is
when
like
there's a threat in the ship.
they don't know he wasn't really a threat though. If somebody came, like for example, if somebody came into your house and they're like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you."
I'm punching the fuck out of them.
Exactly.
It's like, bro, get the fuck out of my house.
Exactly. So it's like, it's one of those things. Or if somebody tries to get into your car while you're at work trying to go home, like, "Hey, we're going the same way. Just let me go in with you."
I
won't
just
hurt
say
you.
I just say I go
You
the
got
other
the gas
way.
money? Do you got gas money?
You got gas money?
But
he's like-
he ends up alone, and he ends up telling the government, "Hey, it's me, your boy."
It's your
Brad
boy.
Pitt.
I'm gonna shut off my systems until I get to the
Until I get to the
Saturn.
Lima project.
No, man. Before that, he was like, "Hey, it's your boy." I just out here murking 3 people. No.
No, he literally was like, I tried to enter peacefully. It did not end that way. So I'm the sole survivor of the crash of the ship. But I will carry out the mission through its entirety. I'm so upset in that moment they didn't have dialogue of the government being like, "What the fuck?"
Because
They were
they
speechless.
couldn't do anything. You know?
Also, I thought like right after he sent the message, he shut off all comms.
He gave him time to respond in between what he was saying, though.
I think I would have laughed a bit if just the person was like, "Roger that."
Roger that.
Yeah, they just accepted that had happened.
It's like, copy
Okay.
that.
All right, cool.
I guess.
You'll find a snack compartment underneath the thing. Just you enjoy it.
Make sure to fasten all your
Some clean
seatbelts while
towels
the
in the
vehicle's
back.
moving.
I'm
We ha-
so glad that in that sequence, though, they showed how he maintained muscle mass, how he fed, how he rested, etc.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Because
What
I'm
I
like, how can
found-
he survive that voyage?
I found kind of weird was that they kept showing his like side relationship, not side relationship, but like the side story of his relationship.
His wife?
and how it's-
Well,
Well, that was part of the plot. That was part of the
Yeah.
moral of the
That's
story that
part
we're
of
trying to
his
show.
emotional development.
Mhm.
You see that's the thing that like I was like, hey, they could
All
have
right.
done better.
Everybody proceeded to tell Frankie why he's wrong.
I don't think
You're
it. I
just
don't think it could have
absolutely
been done
garbage.
better. I think it was done fine. I just think in that moment it was kind of like.
Well, the thing is, you see him struggling with it early on when he's making the messages about like, "Hey, I didn't want you to leave," but then he deletes it because he's like, "No, that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be this guy that feels nothing, basically." But at the point that he finds out that his dad, he sends that message to his dad that wasn't scripted. He was like, "Fuck it, I need to tell him something," and then his dad responded, and then that's when his emotions kicked into overdrive. It's like he actually is there.
No, I got that part, but it's like the only thing he had was that recording, so it's like there wasn't much of like an emotional.
He knew
buildup
his dad.
like,
His dad didn't leave when he was like 5 or 10.
Baby. No.
Yeah, he knew him. He left when he was like what, 13?
It's somewhere around there.
Yeah, yeah.
So he had that relationship with his dad, and then his like when they do end up getting to the Lima Project, and finding out his dad still is the only member there that's alive. He's like, I still love you, Dad, even though the dad's telling him, look, I never loved you. Your mom, I knew leaving would pretty much cause her to die and you to be left an orphan.
yeah,
And I
This is
still
my
don't
whole-
care about you.
That was my whole plan all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this man's still like, but I still love you because you're my dad. And I'm like, this
And I needed
man's
to come back
starting
home.
to gain humanity in a way.
Pretty much, he basically became like the opposite of him.
yeah,
so
because
he-
he was emotionless.
hmm
Well, he was getting over the trauma of being abandoned.
Pretty much because his dad left, his mom died, and I don't think he had any other family.
Yeah,
And then
and that's why he
him-
couldn't have a stable relationship, and that's why
Yeah. The wife left.
the wife left. And then at the end of the movie, I know I'm skipping ahead, but isn't he like in a bar and they meet up again?
hmm
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have kind of gripes with the end of the movie, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
All right, I
Mhm.
just wanted to make sure on that point.
What's it called? I did like I did hate the dad doing a dick move, and pretty much what's it called? Trying to commit suicide by going into what was it? Uranus, right?
Neptune.
That's where they were. at?
No.
Neptune.
I thought-
Neptune.
Neptune.
Neptune. Yeah. He what's it called? Used his little like air jets to blast himself away from the ship towards.
No,
the
he just
planet.
let go, dude.
Oh yeah, just let go. But he
But
took
that's enough
Brad.
force
He took
to-
Brad Pitt with him though.
Yeah,
He
because he
tried
was still
to.
hooked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he was begging for him to unhook him so he could die
Yeah.
there, because he didn't want to go back.
Because
Well, at the same time,
like
didn't the
really,
line
he didn't
snap?
have anything to go back to.
To go
No.
back to, yeah.
That was like his main purpose for the last like 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that was basically his whole life, even before that. That's what he lived for, to find new life, because he didn't want to believe that they are the only things in this universe.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't accept that.
yeah. Like when Brad Pitt went to like the Lima Project station, like all over the walls, it was like, oh, is there life? Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, but that was like a news article from like National Geographic asking the question. Like, you could tell that his dad went mad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised he didn't try to stop the nuke when he saw it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm pretty
I thought
sure
that
he
was a-
knew he couldn't overpower Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
he was weak.
He was old man, probably like in his
Didn't he
70s.
Didn't he say like the line
Yeah.
like a captain's gotta go down with his ship?
Yeah,
So he was prepared to like go down because like everything like he worked on the Lima Project was just it's over.
well, he
Or
was
he
also
did
trying to
kill people
convince
for
his
it.
son to
To
him?
explore it with him,
Yeah.
to continue on his research. And of
yeah,
course, Brad
because
Pitt
he
was
was
like, no.
oh, there's not that many people like us.
Yeah, we're a dying breed. He also said, like, look how well we can do things together. Imagine if we were both working on this and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I guess towards the end he lets his father go. His father flies into freaking Neptune.
hmm
I think that's a good point, though. When he lets his father go, it's just like also untying like all the emotional baggage he's had
It's
over
a
the years.
metaphor of him letting go of
past.
all this. Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
just the past, like the person he was becoming.
hmm
Or the
Yeah,
person
he was
became.
becoming his father unknowingly
Yeah.
to himself.
Yeah. And then that's when that whole flash of him like, oh, I'm gonna continue living because there's something else out there for me.
Yeah, there's somebody I still want to see
Yeah.
or come back to.
And it wasn't a metaphor for like for his wife or anything. It's himself, a person that he was looking for is himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I found cool was that scene where he launches himself with the
with the
shield,
with the plate. No, he used the plate to cover himself from the meteors.
Yeah,
the rocks
those are what's it called? I forget
Astra
the scientific.
shield.
I forget the scientific term for those plates, but they're like
The rings?
shields. No, the plate from the spaceship to shield himself.
Okay,
That's what they're there
gotcha.
for, is to block debris and all that.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a good, cool scene actually.
And one thing I actually had I like that scene. I'm not gonna lie, but the thing I had a bad thing about it was the physics involved in that scene as well. Like, sure, you launch yourself, but you launch yourself in the most perfect way possible to get there.
Well, he still had that
Well, he had
jetpack
to.
that could, he could do micro adjustments for himself.
Yeah.
Oh my
But-
god. With the jetpack. Can we talk about how I was like, he better not use it because he already had the force going over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he pushed the jetpack forward, I knew what was going to happen because I was like, man, I've seen this in
accelerates so
Kerbal
fast.
Space Program. No. But yeah, I mean, it overshoots him because there's nothing there. There's no friction to stop you from your momentum, like, right? So he'll keep going in a straight line, and he boosted that. And so when he tried to stop himself, he like flung himself onto the ship, and he almost fucked up because he had to like grab on, and he kept letting go and shit. He was stumbling on it.
I feel like that death would be hell because just floating endlessly in space.
You could just break your fucking visor and end it faster.
True. And at that point, I mean, you're far away from the sun, so you just freeze up instantly.
Well, your suit's supposed to protect you from that.
No, but like if he misses
if
the
you
shot
break
and
your
he
visor.
can't get there anymore, just kill yourself, my guy.
Just kill yourself. Oh man.
Well, no, I assume the jetpack could have shot him back. It would just be harder. I'm surprised he didn't use the jetpack to, like, as soon as he realized he was going too fast, to slow down.
He probably didn't have the angle.
Probably
just
not.
like the time to turn around and boost against the momentum.
Yeah. But yeah, with that, the nuke goes off, and he uses that to propel himself to go back to Earth.
And Jason gets migrained.
And holy shit, that scene. If you are epileptic, suffer from migraines, or any sort of light sensitivity, do not watch that scene for the love of God.
I wouldn't say it's as bad as like The Incredibles
No.
2, though.
It
no,
is
dude, that was bright. Even I thought it was
actually
bright.
terrible. Ivan saw me while I was watching that.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
no.
saw that scene. I immediately turned to Jason, and his eyes looked like he was in terror.
I mean, it was bad, especially because it went from like the darkness of space to like just the bright light.
It's just the contrast, my guy.
It was
Like it doesn't need to be flashing rapidly. It's just like it's dark, and then for some reason it's bright.
It's
Somebody
and that's
was-
just it hurts very badly.
somebody was playing Halo 3 and they threw out the solar flare.
Yes.
That's how I can describe it.
Yeah. Pretty much. But yeah, he gets to Earth. He gets rescued by the military.
This
I
is
guess-
the problem.
Gonna,
I
I'm
have the ending.
surprised.
I thought they were gonna put him on gunpoint.
It's because he doesn't get arrested. He doesn't face trial. He killed 3 people.
Exactly.
He didn't, though.
I mean, it was self-defense, to be fair.
it was
And
self-defense on his end.
He came
and
in, he's
basically-
like, I'm not going to hurt you.
But at the same time, he illegally snuck into the ship.
To do the mission
see
on
that
a mission that was already not even public knowledge. So
see,
if they
I
acknowledge
understand
that he
where-
did that, then they acknowledge that the mission was,
that the mission existed in the first
yeah,
place.
and that the Lima
Yeah.
project was itself a failure.
But even still, they didn't know he was going to the mission in the first place because it was that high confidential. So
What?
What are you talking about?
as in like just regular people, because
Yeah,
why
no.
he flew
What he's
commercial and
saying
stuff
is
like
that what he's saying is that should the government charge him with anything, they have to make that part
Declassified.
declassified. Thank you. And then if they make that declassified, the Lima Project, which they have been touting for years, has been exposed to be a failure and a tragedy, which also paints the organization in a bad light.
Yeah, that they've been lying about it for so much time.
I feel like there'd be specific like a specific branch to do like classified stuff like that, like
yeah,
to judge.
Just waterboarded him until he says he's sorry.
So you can get away with murder as long as it's
I
classified,
think
you guys.
he faced repercussions. I just think they weren't like, we're gonna send you to the gulag.
Because at the end he did stop him. Wait,
Yeah, like let's not forget that he probably saved like millions of lives.
He saved Earth.
Yeah.
And Mars.
And Mars and the moon by destroying the antimatter engine or dark matter or whatever it was, because that was the cause of the surges and everything.
Just the Lima Project entirely.
Yeah. But yeah,
none of it would have. I feel none of it would have happened if the crew didn't actually fight, because that's what his father said. It's like, hey, we got into like a little argument and then something happened through.
Well, the little argument was them wanting to go back home to their families.
Yeah,
while him being a sociopath.
It wasn't a little argument.
I think that's a good correlation to the psychological test he's been taking throughout the movie. These people were deemed psychologically fit to go on this mission, but then end up breaking down over time. And
well, that's why it happens so constantly.
And then this guy, his father, being like the only person who doesn't feel the effects of not seeing your loved ones or stuff like that again, cannot sympathize with them. So he ends up doing the rational thing, which is obviously killing them.
Now, do you guys think that whole psychological test was after the Lima Project failed or before it even failed?
I'm sure it was before.
Like, okay, I understand it would be before, but like I'm pretty sure they only required it for that project only. But did every other project required psychological evaluation?
I see what you mean. No. I think what Lewis is saying, or what I'm getting from what you're saying is, did the Lima Project event is what caused the psych evals to happen so frequently?
Yes, there you go.
I can see it, but at the same time, I feel like they've already had them in place. But I can see that. I can see them doing it more frequently, though.
Yeah, like they probably had one at the beginning of a mission, and they never had one during a mission before the Lima Project.
Well, didn't the people going to the moon itself as just like commercial? Didn't they have to also take the psych evaluation?
Yeah, but that's like a one-time thing. Like during Brad Pitt's journey, he took it while he was on the mission.
To be fair, that's more like a screening than an evaluation. Because don't you get screened for flying airplanes? Kind of.
Flying?
I mean, you don't get psychologically evaluated.
No, for flying.
Psychological
Do you mean like flying as a passenger or flying as a pilot?
Either or. I don't know.
Passenger, no. Pilot, I have no idea.
So I feel like
it's
because they weren't asking him psychological questions. They were just asking him, "Oh, are you going to the moon?"
Well, not that. The actual psychological test.
Oh yeah, but that's just like the thing. I thought what he was referring to was when the lady was,
No. I'm talking about the automated one.
Yeah, the one that he put on his neck and it told him, "You are fit for your mission. Please proceed."
Continue on. Oh, you are not fit. Go to a calming room. Yeah. And I fucking hated those calming rooms.
Oh, that would have driven me mad.
No,
I would have liked one with some like dubstep.
Did you guys ever seen Blade Runner?
No.
Yes.
Any of them?
Never.
Yes.
Dang. So none of you?
Okay.
Just kidding. Louis, you know that scene where they test them?
No, because I didn't see it. Yes, I remember what you said.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
God, Blade Runner was so good too.
Oh. Good thing we're getting a sequel.
Are we?
Or
wait, I thought Blade Runner already had a
Blade Runner
either a remake or
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
I feel that.
But yeah.
I had too much.
Final thoughts.
I mean, again, great movie. I don't know what the hell Frankie's talking about with the emotional development, but I thought it was pretty good.
The character development was amazing.
Yes. You know.
I don't know. I just felt that they should have added more like to like his emotional connection with his dad. That's
More
just-
than
it's
20
so
years
That
ago.
was the
much.
whole movie.
My dad was
The
born.
whole movie was that. Anyways,
My-
I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Same here.
I
Yeah.
give it a 7.5.
I gave it a pretty good out of 10.
Yeah. You did give it a pretty good
8.5 out of 10 the first time I saw it. 3.3 out of 10 the second time. Just because I fell asleep.
So if
And
you
I'm pretty
average,
sure.
so if you average that out,
Oh, the second time is no,
Yeah, null and void because he didn't watch it.
not in its entirety.
but yeah,
But yeah, what about you, Jesus?
I'd say it was pretty good. If I had to give it a rating, solid 8.5.
Yep, I think we were all around there.
It's no Interstellar, but you know, it's close.
Yeah, Interstellar was phenomenal.
This movie kind of reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it did.
then
Maybe
people
still getting
like,
anxiety.
wasn't there like something like, oh yeah, there's a fucking sequel to that because it looked so much like it.
No,
No, they were saying that for Interstellar. But yeah, I think it was good.
So if you guys enjoyed today's side episode, don't forget to like the video, also subscribe if you haven't yet, and click that bell notification so then you actually know when we upload it. And also, if you want to see more movie reviews like this one, comment down below a movie review and an upcoming movie that you guys want us to review.
Or pass.
Because if we... Or pass, you know?
Halloween is coming
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, if you guys want us to review some horror movies, we got you. Horror movies, TV series, Netflix series. I know Jesus was telling us about one of them.
Stranger Things.
We could again also yeah. If you want us to do the Stranger Things review, please leave a like, so we know we still got to do that.
But yeah, until next time, everyone, goodbye.
Later.
So long, everybody.